All right, YouTube, this is 2 Cent back with my 2 cents on Octopath Traveler, and this changes everything. Looking at down the road here, I think we're going to have a massive shift in the global versus the JP sort of game that we're playing right now with COTC. Obviously, we're already having banners being shifted out of order, some readjustments there for the global side of things. But I think the news that dropped this week, that probably all of you have heard now, is going to make a huge change coming to our game on the global side in 5 months. So let's take a look at that. So in case you haven't heard, Octopath Traveler 2 is set to release in February of next year, which, you know, is going to be amazing for so many of the fans of the series that was looking for a second instead of a mobile, you know, gacha game. So we're definitely going to get those fans a piece, and I think that's great. But there's still going to be a lot of us that are going to keep playing COTC alongside Octopath Traveler 2 when it comes out. And that's just going to make for some really interesting things, because we're going to have at least the 8 units, the main units of Octopath Traveler 2, that I believe are probably going to make some appearances over in COTC. And the time for them to do that is when a game releases, not waiting a year and a half later for that. So it might be the first time in which that we're going to get units in global along the same time that they're getting them in JP, which means that they're going to have to figure out how to balance them to where they're not completely broken for us but still useful for them, which should settle them into being quite powerful for the global side of things. Or at least this is my speculation. So if you disagree, go ahead and leave me a comment down below of whether or not you think they're going to bring them at all, or if they're all just going to be units that aren't going to be meta defining. I just happen to think that with this big push for this game coming out, that they're definitely going to want to market that and bring that to the global side of things. So if you haven't seen, let's take a quick look at the Travelers, and I'm going to tell you which ones I'm most excited for to come to COTC later on down the road. And before we get into that, let me just thank everybody for the great outpouring of support for the channel. We're at 952. We're really closing in on that 1,000 mark. We're going to get it before the end of the month, so just thank you guys in advance for that. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do that. All right, so my top 2 picks for coming to COTC and Global is Agna and Throne. I bet you can't guess why, but no, really, they both just look really good splash art here. And I do like dancers. I think they're fun. I like the voice acting that we had in the trailer for both of these individuals. So I'm really just excited to see them both into action. Very opposite end of the spectrum, I think, personality-wise between these two. And I think it would just be really fun to have them in-game to play with. So hopefully that's at least these two are coming. So next we're gonna have Hikari the warrior and Partitio the merchant. You know what, these are names I'm not going to be very good at pronouncing right now, so please let me know if you think I'm screwing them up real bad. But I think both these units look really cool, especially Hikari. Once again, we're going to have probably 2 vastly different personalities between these 2 characters, and I'm going to be excited for them, especially if they come over to the game. All right, and so the last 4 units are going to be Castilla, the apothecary, Oswald, the scholar, and then we're also going to be having Timinos, the cleric, and Shetta, the hunter. These names are hard for me. Okay, so just join me in the comments. It's okay. It's not that I don't want these units to come over to COTC, and not that I wouldn't want to pull for them, especially if their kints are good. But I just resonate initially better with those first 4, and so I'm really kind of interested in, for everybody else out there, what are your top 4, top 8, if you want to list everybody out, of who you're really looking for possibly coming over to the game. And I just kind of wanted to make this video just for to put that in the mindset of folks as we get closer. We're still like 5 months out, that these units could definitely be coming into a collab, kind of throwing a huge mix into what we know currently as the meta, the must pull units, or any of those sort of things. And you guys might want to hold back some rubies as we get closer for a potential collab here I would say that we're going to probably at least get 4 of the units, but eventually I think we'll probably get all 8. So who knows? I think it's just really awesome that we're getting, an Octopath Traveler 2 so close to the release of COTC and Global. So it's just going to be a lot for us to be able to get into. Anyway, that's been my 2 cents.